Hey everyone, welcome in. This is Julie Max and the Maine Stamper. I am here for your weekly card class from Maine. Welcome in. I am coming from very snowy Maine. March came in like a big lion last week. We actually had 3 snowstorms in 1 week. And every other day we had sunshine, then a snowstorm, and then sunshine and a snowstorm. So it was nice to have a little sunshine between snowstorms. So here we are for our first card class in March, the month of March. And we are definitely going with some spring themed cards today because I have to say it's been a long winter and I'm getting a little tired of the snow. So these are going to be our amazing cards, and maybe like sneak peek, right? You're going to see flowers, a little bit of flowers on them, very flowery. We're going to be using Petal Park, and I think I've been saying it wrong. I think I may have been calling it Pretty Park. So it is Petal Park. It's the Petal Park Bundle by Stampin' Up. It's part of the suite. It's actually a whole suite in the mini catalog. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm really excited about the fact that it's a suite and that there's actually 2 bundles in the suite, because that means we're going to be doing a 2-parter here. I'm going to do 1 part this week, which is the Petal Park Bundle, and then next week I'm going to cover the other bundle, and they kind of go hand in hand, but they can also be used very separately. So I'm just checking in to make sure that my microphone is working. I see Jess. Hi, Jess. I have a new microphone. A couple weeks ago I was trying to do a live and I didn't have a microphone working, so I ordered another one. It's the same as my last one. I believe that we are working well, so that was a little bit of a fun tech issue that I had. If you're watching live, thank you so much. Give yourself 10 points. Say hello that you're watching live. I appreciate you very much. If you're watching me on replay, maybe you're watching me on YouTube, give yourself 25 points and say hello. You guys deserve 25 points. Now, I want you to know that the points have no value. It's just something that I made up because I'm feeling silly. But didn't it feel good to give yourself some points, right? Who doesn't want points? Let's get over to my workspace. We're going to talk about our cards next. All right, card kits of the week, and here they are again. They're just really nice, fun, bright, vivid, bold colors. And actually, this is the color palette. I meant to show you this. We're going to go kind of primary colors. We've got red, blue, yellow, green. Like so primary, right? I mean, we're not doing spring florals yet. I'm not ready quite for the florally, subtly pink and, purple and yellow. We're going to start out with some bright and bold colors, and these are the cards that we're making tonight. So with your card kits, with your order this week, if you're getting card kits in the mail for me, this is what you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting packets of 2 of each of these cards that I'm going to show you how to make. And along with this wonderful packet of cards, so 6 cards for your $35 order using my host code. If you go up to $50, I'm giving you the Adhesive Backed Milky Dots. And I'm going to be using these on the cards in my kit. So if you're getting the card kits, you might want to get these as well. I want you to know that these are sold out. They are no longer available in the mini catalog. Things are flying off the shelves. I am just like astounded at how quickly, I'm looking for a catalog, how quickly things are flying off the shelves. So the Milky Dots were in with this bundle, I believe. I could have been more prepared. I always think I'm prepared and then I'm not quite prepared with something. Yes, they are. So this is the Regency Park Suite. It's going to be page 30, 31, and 32, 33. Like there's a big spread in the catalog. You got 4 pages of things to look at for this. So the Adhesive Backed Milky Dots, they're right here. They are sold out. So sadly, they are no longer available. They are not coming back, but I do have a handful of them. I believe I might have 6 or 7 of these actually. So if you place an order with me, first come, first served, whoever gets their orders in first, you're going to be getting these. If I run out of these great embellishments, I'm going to have to substitute in something else for you. So the Petal Park Bundle is on page 32. It's our stamp set and our punch. So we're actually using the punch today. So that comes from this catalog. And we're going to take a look at the Petal Park Stamp Set. We're going to be using quite a few of these stamps. They are photopolymer, which means they're the see-through. And I also want to point out that they are 2-step stamping. And I love 2-step stamping because so fast, right? And quick and easy. Now you can just do the outlines in color. If you're a fan of coloring, you grab out whatever coloring tools you like and color away. I'm going to be having a lot of play with these this week. So I'm going to be doing more than just the ones that I'm showing you today. I'm going to just show you kind of 3 different ways that you can use this bundle, but I'm going to be doing more exploring and more sharing all week as we go. So make sure you're following along. So 2-step stamping, you've got outlines and inlines. for the leaves, for the flowers, for this little leaf, which is also in the punch. This little leaf is in the punch, as well as the 3 flowers. You've got 2-step stamping here, 2-step stamping here. The only stamp that isn't 2-step stamping is this little one right here. That is actually 3 little dots, and I have it mounted up because we are going to be using this tonight. So these 3 little, actually they're like 5. I'm wrong. 5 little dots is the only stamp in this whole stamp set that isn't 2-step stamping. Sentimental Park is also in the suite. Now I am using sentiments from this from the stamp set today because this one doesn't have any sentiments in it. It's all imagery, and of course I want to add a few, a few little words here on my cards. So we're going to be talking about how we're going to be doing this as well. So that is a look at the bundle. We get the punch and the stamp set, which are great. I'm starting to set aside some things here, and then we're going to talk about putting these cards together in just a minute. I want to pause quickly and talk really nicely about my March Card Maker Collective Club, because I just put this out on Saturday. So last week, if you watched my weekly card class from Maine, I was working with the Irresistible Blooms bundle, which is brand new, hot off the press, March 1st. Stampin' Up! Released some online exclusives, and we have the dies and we have the Irresistible Blooms bundle. This was a lot of fun. People were really enjoying a couple of these dies out of here. So maybe you got my card class from last week, but I'm also featuring this bundle during my monthly kit. So what is my monthly kit, you might ask? Well, the monthly kit is also a product-based kit. So you're going to be getting supplies. You're going to be getting half a pack of the Designer Series paper, Hello Irresistible, which is gorgeous. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous paper. I've been playing with this a little bit. You're going to get a full ribbon spool here. This is the white frayed ribbon. You're going to be getting a full pack of the opal rounds, which are kind of shiny and pearly at the same time, and you're going to be getting partial spools of silver and gold twine. So those are your consumable products, which is over $22 value. You're also going to be getting 8 card kits, and these are the cards that go with my Card Maker Collective Club. So check out this sweet little frayed ribbon. You're going to see those little embellishments here, and as well the little twine. So we've got this card, we have this one, also we got the embellishments. We're cutting your own Designer Series paper, but I walk you through how to do this by video. This is the purple version, which is so much prettier in person. I'm looking at it online and seeing just how well these show up. And then this one, really soft colors. If you were looking for those spring colors, here are some of those springy colors, right? So my Card Maker Collective Kit, you get 8 card kits. So you get enough for 8 card kits. You get all these consumables that you're going to have even more of than you're going to need on your 8 card kits. And you also have the option to get the bundle at a discount, because I do offer this as a discount with my Card Maker Collective Club. If you have any questions on that, you can ask me. I have lots of information on my blog. Sign up is by March 15th, and the cost is $39.95, which includes shipping. So that is a sneak peek I wanted to show you, because I've been working on those. I worked on those cards this weekend, and I was really excited to share those. All right, we're going to start out with this nice card right here, and we're going to look at our card kit that's going to come to you if you're getting this in the mail, and all the parts and pieces. Now again, you're getting 2 of each, so I'm going to go ahead and separate out things that I don't need quite yet. Punches, look at this. This is a 2-inch punch, and this is a 1 3/4 punch. So Stampin' Up! Brought back 2 of their punches, and I was so excited. I was so excited that I put a lot of punches on this first card, a lot of punch circles. You're actually getting all of these punch circles. You're going to need 3 per card. So I'm going to set aside 3, and then I'm giving you embossed. So these are embossed. They're white punched pieces. So you can just pick out 3 of them. They are embossed pretty much the same. Some of the designs are a little bit different. I use the eucalyptus embossing folder on there. Now we've got some of this really great paper. This is the Regency Park paper. And let me see if I can find the paper real quickly. So this is a really fun pack. It's got a lot of bright and bold colors in it, but it also has some softer colors too. Of course, I love the blue. Then there's petal pink, there's the reds, a lot of great blues. Can't go wrong with blue, right? Some green. The green is shaded spruce. That's a little bit harder to use. And then we've got some of the crushed curry, which is very, very visible in my 3rd card tonight. So I just want to show you the paper pack real quick. So we've got, and on this particular card kit, you really could use either side. I do love how that works out. I'm continuing to separate what I need. You're going to get embossed piece. This is petal pink. You're going to get some petal pink to stamp on. You're going to get some ribbon. Lots of good stuff in these kits. All right, so you're going to need 2 card bases, and I already have one scored and ready to go. So I'm going to grab that out so that we can start working on this card kit. Now I did, again, like I took the little tiniest sentiment that I could from the stamp set and it just fit. It just fit. I did do another sample and I wanted to show you, just in case you weren't a fan of how big this is. I mean, it almost doesn't fit, but some of these sentiments in Sentimental Park are also super tiny. So like the happy birthday, you are amazing, best wishes, which is what I used here. So these also could be swapped in. So you can kind of see that that could go there instead if we didn't want to do love. So there are always options. Always options. And when you guys have these kits at home, you are definitely welcome to put them together however you desire. And if you don't have this stamp set, but you're still getting the kits, you guys are so creative with the way that you do things. I'm always so impressed. All right, so I designed this particular kit to have the embossed piece go onto the bottom and the designer series paper to go on the top. Let me just make sure we're all in camera. All right, so we're going to start with this piece, and you get to decide embossed or debossed because there are two sides to the cardstock. And I'm just going to go ahead. Now this one's going to come right down to the bottom, but there are going to be equal distances on the right and left side, as you can see here. So it kind of has a little bit of kind of like a matted effect here, but it does come right down to the bottom. This little piece right here is going to come in the middle. Let me bring my card in a little bit again. We're going to stamp love on here, and we're going to make sure that we get it way over to the right hand side. Let me do a little testing on that real quick. This is the Sweet Sorbet. So you can see that love just fits on there, which is really nice, right? And then we're going to put this down next. And we're going to butt this little white paper right up next to our embossed piece. Okay, so he's just going to sit right there. So I'm going to tell you right now, this is 3 inches, this is a 1/2 inch, and this is 2 inches. So this is going to fit on here as a 5.5 inch piece. Now, if it does stick out a little bit over the top, you can definitely trim. And I recommend trimming the designer series paper rather than the embossed paper because this is thinner and it's actually easier to trim away. So if you need to, if it doesn't quite fit, if it's just a little bit tall on one end, you can definitely, I'm going to let that sit there for a minute because I'm kind of digging the polka dots here. So let me go ahead and adhere my, my circles together. So again, these are from the punches, and we're just going to make little white and red circles. And I just love that these are just embossed a little bit. The detail's not really amazingly great, but it's just enough that you can see it. You can especially see it live. So it adds all that interest. I mean, if these were just white with red circles, they'd be really boring, but they are just slightly embossed and oh so pretty that way. All right, I'm going to just dry fit here for a second because I'm kind of thinking I might want to do polka dots up and keep it more petal pink. I don't know. I'm having a hard time. Man, I'm having a hard time with decisions. While we're waiting on that, let's talk about our two-step stamp in here with the flowers. Now these flower stamps, again, they're photopolymer. They work perfectly with the punch. And sometimes you may look at a stamp and wonder how exactly do you, because if you're looking at it and you're stamping down, it doesn't line up. But you want to think about lining it up from the upside down position. So I'm going to make sure as I'm stamping on my paper here that I'm keeping the small flower to the top and stamping it just like this. So this is the way that we're going to do this. So I'm actually going to do the background, and I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to stamp off on some scrap paper, and I'm going to stamp on. Now you can definitely, you know, keep these other full stamping on some good paper so that you can, you know, reuse it. And here is my stamped off Sweet Sorbet on petal pink cardstock. Now we're going to come in with the detail stamp and we're going to do full strength. So I'm using the same tone. I've got the same color ink. And this is a great thing to do too if you don't have a lot of ink pads. Maybe you don't have a lot of colors. And because they're photopolymer, they're a little bit easier to line up. Now again, you're still kind of working through, and I'm trying to do this from a distance over top of my camera. So mine may not come out perfectly, but look at the detail that you get when you do that, that second set of stamping. Just so fantastic, right? All right, so we're done with that ink. and I'm going to show you how these are going to punch out. So again, you're going to just open up, you're going to slide this lever forward so that your punch is in the open position, and you're going to put your paper in. So it's going to just come right up here on the top, and you're looking at it from upside down. You're not punching it this way, you're punching it this way. So you're going to line up all of those little flowers, and you can squeeze this together just slightly to make sure, you know, you kind of have them where you want them. And I'm going to face it away to punch it down. So you can see that it punched this out. I'm not worried about the leaf right now because I don't need the leaf. And then you have enough paper here. You've got the handle, so you've got extra paper that you can line up your second set of flowers. And once you're happy with that, punch them down, and this is what you have left over. And here are all of your pretty little flowers. So these are just beautiful little flowers, right? And when we do 2 of them, of course, we're getting 2 big, 2 small, and 2 little guys. So, and we are using them individually on our card. So again, I'm kind of still working with this dry fit for just a minute. Oh, I think I do like it. I think I do like it because these flowers are just sweet enough. Yep. All right, we're going to do this because, you know, I like to play with all the colors and the options. So I'm going to glue down this side this time. And you guys can, at home, let me know which one you like the best. And I'm going to see if I can get this to kind of come down a little bit. Maybe over top of my love so I don't have to actually trim it. Just slightly. I think we're good. Okay, so this is a design that's going top to bottom, but you've got those side panels of the Sweet Sorbet. And now we're going to fit in our 3 little circles here. So again, I'm going to dry fit them. So obviously I don't want to cover up my words. So this circle is going to go here. And then I want these ones to kind of doing a little swooshing thing here down the side. So this is about where I want them to go. So I'm going to come back through now and just add them in here with some glue. Easy peasy, right? So there we go. I've got 2 of them, and you can kind of look to see which way your little leaf designs look best, up or down. I think that's going to go right about there. And we're going to put this one down right here, keeping the love showing. Now, I didn't use dimensionals because there's so much thickness going on with this card already. It's plenty thick. I do like to use a lot of layers in my stamping. Now I did, let's see, oh yep, I've got some of them over here. So we're gonna just dry fit these on here real quick. Some of my flowers ended up everywhere. So again, I'm kind of following this little swooshy pattern here. It almost looks like a lazy S, right? It's a little tropical vibe going on here. And I'm just gonna start putting these down here. Some are gonna be tucked under, some are over. Really easy to do. And you may see a little bit of glimmer on my original card, and that's because I came back through with my secret weapon to make them a little bit shiny and sparkly. So we're going to do that next too. So again, super easy. I love punches because they're so fast. You can just, you're not dragging out the big machine, you're not lining stuff up so much. I mean, oh, it's just awesome. So I'm bringing in the Wink of Stella. This is the clear Wink of Stella. I'm going to actually shake it up a little bit here first. And I'm just going to show you, I'm going to show you real quickly. I don't know if you can see or not. The shiny ones are on the left and the plain ones are on the right. So I'm just going to come in here and just add a little bit of this Wink of Stella down here onto each of my flowers. Gives them a little bit of shine. It makes them kind of shimmery pretty. And the reason that I'm doing this now instead of before I glued my flowers down is that it actually saves you on how much Wink of Stella you're using, because I always like to be a little bit frugal, right? I don't want to waste Wink of Stella where it's not even going to show up. So I like to add the Wink of Stella last. It's not going to hurt anything and it's going to look so pretty, and it really does. Add that little bit of shimmer to it. So that is the Wink of Stella. Now we need to put our little bow in here. So I'm giving you some twine at home. Let's see if I can create a bow tonight and how well this works out for me. We're going to just back this a little bit this way. We got it. All right, we're putting the bow here a little bit of an angle, and I'm going to grab a glue dot for this one. And we're going to put our bow in. Put the glue dot there, and we're going to just kind of tuck that up and under a little petal here, so it's just kind of off to the side. And of course you can trim the ends if you need to. Look how cute this is looking. Now, where's my little embellishments? Let's talk about these milky dots real quick. These are 4 different colors. We have the crushed curry, the night of navy. This is supposed to be petal pink, and I don't know if it looks purple too, but to me it looks purple. I don't think this looks like petal pink at all. And then this is supposed to be a white. So we are definitely using the white on this one, and I'm just going to go ahead and put the adhesive backs on my flowers because I feel like that's like the most important place they could go. And they come in 2 sizes. You have small and you have a large. So I'm using the small on the small and medium flowers, and I'm using the large size on the large flowers. And then just like that, we have a couple of really fantastic cards. I don't know which one you like better, but they're super cute. Really like this. So when you get your card kits at home, you're also making 2 of this style card. And of course you can switch it up too. You're going to be getting the same paper. So that's card number 1. Let me set that one aside, and we're going to be moving on to our next card. Of course, I do need to clean up my stamps because, let me find my chamois here, because we're going to just keep using these today, and we're going to be using them in different colors. I do not want to mix my inks, so I'm just going to give these a quick swipe on my very dirty chamois. And we're going to move on to our next card. Let me just check really quickly to make sure everything is working. Hi, Patty, Lori from the Cape. This is great. Okay, good. Just want to make sure we are good to go. All right, perfect. Moving on to the card number 2. Now this one, after I designed it, I liked it better than my first one. I love blue. Blue is a gorgeous color. This one has some really fun things going on in it as well. And let's take a look at the card kit. So again, 2 envelopes, 2 card bases. And then these are the parts and pieces that you'll be getting in the mail. You're going to get 2 square. Oh, look at how cute this is. I always flip them over and go, yeah, I don't know. Okay, I really like the blue on this one. So we're going to be using 1 blue, some balmy blue. We got our little cardstock pieces there. And I don't know if I mentioned, this is shimmered texture paper. So it has got that little sheen, and it feels kind of like corrugated cardboard. It's got like texture to it. It's really interesting. And we're also doing vellums. This is a very, very kind of, there's a lot of elements going on here. So we've got a little vellum circle die cut. And we have some greenery. Now I cut this greenery from a completely different die set. So you always get dies and punches and embellished pieces that don't go, that are not included in the bundle that I'm featuring. So today's bundle is the stamp set and the punch. So basically anything besides the stamp set and the punch that's on these cards, I am sending you good to go. So you're going to get a little piece here for your sentiment, and then this is going to be for our flower stamping. So you're getting a whole bunch of fun things. I wanted to put these flowers on a little stem. Now, of course, the punch doesn't have a stem, and we're not doing the next bundle yet, so I needed to find something else. So I grabbed out some coordinating things. So of course the stylish shapes dies are my circle and my little banner. And then this set right here is called Sending Dies, and I just grabbed out a couple of green leafy old olive type floral stems so that we could put this card together and it would be beautiful. Now, just like before, I have a card base ready to go, and we're going to actually stamp on the card base first. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's some stamping here along this edge, and there's a little bit that kind of overhangs here as well. We are doing that with this great big leafy stamp set. This is the detailed leaf stamp set, and it's bigger than what's imaged on the cover because it's just a nice big stamp set. We're coming in with some Night of Navy ink, so we're doing tone on tone stamping, and we are going to go ahead and ink this baby up. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to work on, so this is the open position, right? So on the left hand side of our card, we're going to come in here and we're kind of focusing really on this left hand side and getting the stamp to come, these leaves right here, to come down this way. Now the middle column can be empty because we're eventually going to cover it up with our white paper. So it's okay that it looks kind of odd right now. We're just going to continue to stamp on down here. I think 3 of them is going to work. And you can overlap them a little bit. You can twist them a little bit, however you want to put them on here. It might look really silly and goofy, and you might not even be able to see it. Yes, you can see it. I had to look at my camera real quick. So there is a look at that. Now I do want to get this blue ink off of my leaves because we're going to be using this again, and I don't want, not mixing colors today. We're being very careful to not mix colors. Now you might see those little dots. I talked about the only stamp in this set that is not two-step stamping are these little dots. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a few of them in off to the side. And then if you have any spots over here on this side that you think, well, you know, there's nothing really going on and I wanted more to be seen on the edge, you can go back through with this little spotty stamp and catch that too. So isn't that awesome? So pretty. All right, we're leaving the blue ink out because we do need it. And we're going to glue down our specialty paper. Again, this is the white. Now this paper comes in 3 colors. There is white, obviously. There is a balmy blue, which is so pretty. I have used that previously. And there's a 3rd color, which eludes me right now. So I have to look that one up. But here we go. So you can see that this white paper has bridged the distance of that funny middle section of this leaf stamp set really nicely. So we have leaf images on both sides and it just looks so awesome. All right, let's put together a few more things while we're just gluing along here. I am going to glue this pretty flower paper. I know it's pretty, but it doesn't quite go with this whole blue and white card theme that I have going on. So we're definitely going to do that. I'm looking to see, did I add dimensionals to that? I did. I added dimensionals to this. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes dimensionals are not the most obvious things in the world either. So we're going to put dimensionals on this balmy blue. We're going to do 5. I just pulled the backing off of one already. And that means I have 4 to go. So we're going to get rid of these guys and we're going to put this on our card. Now, because there's spots and dots, right, it really has no orientation. You're just basically focusing on how you want to line this up. And I like to leave a little bit of the white showing and definitely kind of come over, but not all the way. And then you can still see those great leafy designs that we stamped, top and bottom. Now, you might think that you would be doing the vellum circle next, but that is not correct. We're going to hold off on the rest of these things. Actually, let's do our stamping. We're going to stamp the word thanks, which again comes from the Sentimental Park. I had to look at the stamp set. Sentimental Park. This fits here so nicely. And it looks just so beautiful in the Night of Navy. It's a nice dark, I mean, it almost looks black, but it's definitely Night of Navy. So we stamped that. That's all set. Now we're going to do our 2-step stamping for our flowers. And I'm looking again for my scrap paper because sometimes I don't want to make my mat super messy. We're going to be, again, we're going to do the outline, the inside flowers first. And we're going to do a full one. Oh, nope, that is incorrect. We don't want that color ink. We want balmy blue. Let me clean this up. I stamped that down and thought, oh my gosh, it's so dark. That is not what I had in mind. Let's start over. Balmy blue. Balmy blue, please. With the balmy blue, we will do, again, keeping our small flower to the top so we can punch it out easily. We're going to do a full one, and then we're going to do a stamped off one. So we're getting, ooh, so pretty. I think that this had just a little bit of Night of Navy ink because it really, this does not quite look as balmy blue as it could, which is okay, but ooh, pretty. I love when colors like that happen. All right, we're going to take now we're going to take Night of Navy and the outline, and we're going to come right over top of these 2 flowers, and I love that look so much, but I wanted to also have some lighter flowers. So you're going to see 2 different sets of flowers here. Now again, we use 2 inks and easy peasy, right? This is what 2-step stamping's all about. I didn't have to stop and color these in. I just instantly added the color ink right over top by just adding another stamp on top. I love this one. This one turned out really pretty. Okay, so we're just lining them up punching them out. You got lots of paper. I try to give you lots of paper. If you've had my card kits before, leave me some comments and tell me what you think of my card kits. I've been doing this for a couple of months now, and I never hear any feedback. I don't know, are you guys loving the kits? Are you glad that you're getting them? Do they have everything you ever wanted in them? Do you wish there was something more? Please let me know. I always like to improve on whatever I'm working on. All right, so I'm going to bring in, and this is really hard to see, so maybe I'll bring in my vellum here. That's going to be a little bit easier for you to see. So I'm going to actually work on my vellum piece before it goes on my card. So I'm going to glue down my leaves here, and I'm just going to kind of put them on here. Now they're going to overhang a little bit, and that's okay. They're big, but they're going to be just gorgeous when we're all said and done. And I'm going to kind of crisscross these stems. And I don't know if you could see my card. I'll bring it back over here. And now we're going to start adding flowers. So I'm building on my vellum for a reason. And I'm going to show you why I think it's important to do this part first as we go along. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to, some of my flowers I'm going to kind of tuck behind. So I'm creating like a little bouquet look. Now I'm not going to use all of them. I didn't use this lighter one. I still have the original on my desk. So look at the difference of, I don't know, can you tell? This is the one that I cleaned up quickly from Night of Navy and then stamped in Balmy Blue, and it has a little bit more of a purpley tinge to it, which is really pretty. Okay, moving on back to this card at hand. So just kind of arrange your flowers however you think you want to. I might want to actually have a little bit more green showing this time. Did that guy get stuck down there? I end up with so much glue on my fingers that I think sometimes it just comes right back at me. Okay. We're going to put this guy right here, and we're going to move this guy in over here. So just like two flower bouquets, none of these are ever going to be the same. I have a big difference here on where I have all of my flowers on this card, as you can see. So here are my flowers. So I have just enough greens here to make it look like a nice little bouquet, right? And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to bring in my thanks, and I'm just going to attach that here. I'm going to use a dimensional on one end, right about here, because I want this to kind of come straight across. And because this is higher than this, I want a dimensional there, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the opposite end. And I'm just going to put my thanks down in here. It's going to cover up a little bit of my flowers, but it's going to be so beautiful. Okay, so I built all of this on top of my vellum so that now when I flip this over and get ready to put this on my card, I can freely add glue wherever the vellum is covered up by my design. So I don't have to worry about where can I put vellum to hide this so that the glue doesn't show through, and then this can go down onto my card just like this. So that's why I built all of that little design right on top of my vellum first. So sometimes your first instinct is to put down the vellum and go, well, I probably will put a flower or a sentiment here and probably do something here. But if you can build separately and then add it in after, it's kind of like a prefab, right? We're kind of building separate and then adding in at the end. All right, so we've got some of these really awesome embellishments, and of course we have to use the dark blue ones on this card. They're so pretty. So I'm just adding those in there. And there is our second card, just like that. Now I made it an exact copy because I really love this card and I just love these blues together. So you can see my flowers are completely different. And if you're not really happy and you're like, wow, I wish all of my flowers were covering. I mean, I could tuck another flower in here probably and, you know, cover that up if I felt like it wasn't quite the thing. So, and I might actually, to be honest, I might come back through and make another small one and just put an extra flower in there because I really liked it better that way. But it is card making. I'm doing this live, so I'm not, you know, trying to perfect. I'm just trying to show you how these cards go together. All right, we're going to move on to our last card. Our last card is so pretty in yellow. My friend Jane Nordberg loves yellow. And I know this about her because she goes crazy every time I do anything with yellow. And to be honest, this is Mango Melody, and this is my least favorite color, I think, of all of Stampin' Up! Colors. Sorry, Jane, it's my, but it's also growing on me. I actually have really been enjoying using this lately. And so it's become an interesting color for me to use because I didn't think I liked it, but now I kind of like it. And if you haven't heard the news yet, Stampin' Up! Is changing their color family. And it's going to be happening soon. And they're going to be getting rid of some colors. And I really think this one's going to go. I don't know. This is my gut feeling. I feel like this is going to go, and just in time because I just started liking it, right? So we're going to have to wait and see, but stay tuned on what's happening with all the color refresh. It's always exciting news. So this is the yellow and blue card kit. Now, again, this is Night of Navy, so you're getting 2 envelopes, just like always, 2 card bases. And then all these parts and pieces are coming to you ready to go. They're already flag punched. So I'm just going to separate out exactly which ones I want. Half and half for each of my cards. Grab a little sip of water in between, and there we go. So you can see that there's a lot in the card kits. Like there's a lot of pieces and parts here always. Like I like to fill them up for you, give you lots of things that you can work with. Now, in saying that, if you don't want all of these on your card, you can definitely create something totally different. You can have card parts and pieces for days. But this is the card that I designed. So if you want yours to be full and fun, you can absolutely stamp along with me. Excuse me. All right, so we are going to be, actually, we're going to stamp on this one, and we're going to be using Dear Friend. So we're going to, I'm kind of torn between, do I want to stamp it now? Do I want to stamp it later? To be honest, I stamped this after I assembled it, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is a bold move to stamp this after it's done, because what if I mess up? This one's live, right? So this, of course, this would be the time that I'm going to mess up. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a dry fit, and I'm going to put all of these on here just like I want them to be on my card, right? My down facing tags here are coming this way, just like this off the top. So now I know if I wanted to stamp Dear Friend, and I love that the D kind of comes up in between, and obviously there's room for that here. So I could definitely stamp this now and then glue these guys down later. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do Dear Friend. And again, this comes from the Petal Park Stamp Set. Now I'm going to stamp this very carefully. I have 2 shots at it. I have the one side of my paper, and I have the other side of my paper. And look at that, it worked out perfectly. Now that was, again, Night of Navy ink, which is nice and dark. So pretty, right? So now that I'm confident in that, I'm actually going to start gluing these down. And of course, I move them all out of the way, and that's when I'm probably like never going to be able to put them back together perfectly again. But we're going to give it a whirl here. I just have to remember where they need to go. Now these are all, again, papers from the Petal Park paper pack, which is not called Petal Park. It's called Regency Park paper pack. So all selections from this paper pack, all these bright colors. This one's a really pretty one too. So if you were, oh, this one is also, so maybe you want to put in more blue. You could fit in more blue instead of more yellow, because we do have this navy that's going to come onto our card too. So, and yeah, now I'm thinking, what if I want to do more blue? Oh my goodness. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to need to think about this. While I'm thinking, you know, I like to switch it up. This is like a live video where I like to just kind of off the cuff a little bit. But meanwhile, this Night of Navy is going to go down on our Mango Melody base, just like this. And the reality is with, oh wow, that's really cute with just one. I like it. This is going to come on here. So these are some nice matted layers. I love the matted layer look. Just really awesome. I also really like this look. I have a little glue smudge right there that I'm going to have to take care of, but oh my goodness. So yeah, so I could in theory come in and do more blue and keep the yellow there. These decisions are hard. Color decisions can be really hard. Now I'm going to have a yellow that's going to come across here. Ooh, I might do it. Okay. Meanwhile, let's talk about the rest of our stamping that we're going to do for this card, because we do need to do more stamping. Let me close up my blue ink. We're bringing in Mango Melody and the very lovely shaded spruce. This is a hard color to use, but we are using it, and we're actually going to do some kind of technical stuff with it too. So let's set that aside and let's bring in our big stamps. Now we use this one on the outside, some detailed stamping on our navy card. We're going to start with shaded spruce and the filler part of our leaves. and we are going to stamp off. So again, these are big stamps. You need a bigger block for these. So this is the bold green, right? And I'm going to stamp this off really quickly because I don't want all of that green. I just want some of that green. I think I kind of went off. I'm going to do this again. Let's do take 2. This is take 2. I was not really paying attention to where I was stamping, in my defense. All right, we're going to stamp off again one more time. I just wanted to show you that step one more time. There's plenty of paper here. I don't know why. I don't know why I missed so badly, but hey, there we go. All right, stamped off, beautiful. And we can set that aside and bring in the very detailed one. Again, we're going to get ink everywhere, and we are going to line this up. Now, this is where you have to turn it around and figure out which leaves go where. Right? Because there is an outline that needs to kind of come across here and go over top. I just love the look of the over top detail. Really, really fancy. Let me bring in my card again. Oh, actually, while we're doing this, so you can see I've got a mixture of the big leafy, and I've got this little tiny one, and I hope that I have 2 stamps. I do have 2 stamps here. All right, so here we go. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this on this white strip of paper that I'm sending you. So we're going to stamp off, and then on. We're going to look at the orientation of our punch also. I think I'm doing this right. I could be doing this totally backwards now. Meanwhile, we're going to talk again about the fact that this punch has so much going on. The stamp set has so much going on. I'm going to be using this all week long for some different cards. I feel like I'm doing this upside down. All right, so I'm coming back in now. I stamped off the inside. I'm coming back on now, and I am doing the outside details. Let me see if this worked. Let's find out. This, again, live video. You never know how I'm going to be doing. I did it. Oh my gosh, I did it. Okay, so leaves need to be pointing down. This is a small strip of paper so that we're not wasting paper. We're going to just push this into the side. We're going to line up one of these little leaves right here and punch it. And we're going to continue. So you're going from right to left, right? So you can see where I've got 2 already. I'm going to slide this back in here, and I'm going to do this guy. And now I have this little handle here, right here, right? It's helping me to find this space that I can punch out this last little leaf. And here is my little leftover paper. So keep that handle on there. You might think you want to trim it in between, but keep that handle because it's nice to be able to slide this back and forth and get all of your 4 little leaves punched out. So that is super handy because obviously if you're punching all of these out, you're not going to punch green flowers and green leaves, and you're not going to punch pink flowers and pink leaves. So you really do kind of need to learn how to work this separately. And we're getting all of these cute little leaves right here that are going to fill out our little bouquet, which we're going to fussy cut. And you might be going, oh no, not fussy cut. But we're not going to be super fussy about our fussy cutting. We're going to be kind of like rounded, and we're just going to go with it, right? And I'm not worried about these little dots that kind of pop out. I'm not fussy cutting dots. I'm just kind of going around. And I think when you look at my finished card, at least I hope you didn't look at it and go, oh my goodness, that looks terrible. That leaf design just doesn't work. Hopefully you looked at it and you didn't even really think about it. You probably didn't even know. How did that happen? Here, I'm showing you right now how it's happening. And I'm coming down quite a bit here on this center part, and really the stamp has been designed to hold extra flowers in the middle. But I'm not keeping the white there for fear of my flowers may not line up completely properly. So again, just kind of cutting around, not taking too much time, and just like that, we have, ta-da, a fussy cut flower. So scrap over here, here's my little flower. We're gonna bring in the card kind of, and we're taking another look. So I'm still deciding on the blue, and I haven't looked at comments to see if you guys are screaming at me yes or no. Oh, I like that. So I might go with the blue as we're moving along here. But we also still have some flowers to stamp, and we're going to actually do these on this beautiful piece of Mango Melody, and we're going to bring in the right color ink. And I'm pretty sure I cleaned these off. Yes, I did. Okay, we're good. So let's do some more flower stamping. So on each of my cards, I did use the stamps and the paper a little bit differently. Again, I'm going to rotate it so the little flower is up. I think I was very generous with the paper here. Let me come back in. Maybe my mango needs more maybe it needs a refill. It's kind of light. It's actually quite light. I believe I'm going to have to get out some refill ink and give this one some more juice. Let's see if I can hopefully get enough on here. I am really not happy with that. Let me try this again. I feel like it dried out in between. Oh, and you know what? I'm not even doing it right. Pretend that didn't happen. This is not how I wanted to use these flowers. As I'm looking at the card again, I was just saying, I tried to use the flowers in different ways. And so you saw me stamp off on some, you saw me use white cardstock for some, color cardstock for some. This one was supposed to be just the outline stamp on tone paper. This is what I was going for. I wasn't going for this crazy mess that I was trying to do over here, and I didn't even like how that was turning out. So I'm glad that that was not what I was trying to do. I was trying to just create a very simple tone on tone. And now that we've got that figured out, sometimes it takes a minute here in the craft room, right? It's a good thing that we got lots of paper and it's all two-sided. All right, yep, all my flowers are right here. So these are just really cute. I just love how these are bright and fun, and they're really simple. So again, another way that you can use all your flowers. Yep, I'm going blue. I've decided, I've made the commitment. We're gonna add extra blue on this. Now, okay, you have your card kits at home. You can do green or blue, yellow or blue, however you want. And we're gonna put this one here. And just keep in mind that we're keeping Dear Friend just nicely. Oh, love it. Okay, good. That should be kind of straight. Oh, that's a nice one too. That's the original, right? Okay, yep. Yeah, so there we go. We're just changing up the patterns a little bit. And these are 3 different lengths right here. I did give you 3 different lengths of designer series paper so that it's super interesting. And then we've got this really great mango melody. This is going to come across. This is just basically going to cover, make a spot for our flowers to land, basically, so that our flowers don't look like they're floating. Like we're making a little ledge for them to just hang out on. And I chose to put mine, of course you can do different. I chose to put this right over top of the blue. You could definitely push it over and come off this way if you preferred. That's a definitely different way that you could do it. Now on the back of this, I added dimensionals, and I only added 2 dimensionals. 2, that's all I did. 2, 1 on each of these bigger sides where the leaves are, and I left this middle section flat on purpose, and that's because I want to squish my flowers onto it. Now there kind of is a better orientation. I feel like this is too downward facing, so make sure you're happy with the orientation and put that right over top of your little yellow banner, just like that. And now we're going to bring in those little punch leaves, those tiny ones that I did, and we're going to artfully add these in with a little bit of glue. So we're just filling in wherever we think we need a little bit more green. So you can do that wherever you feel necessary. And then there's 2 heights of greens. So it kind of gives us a lot more depth, right? Because we've got the, trying to decide where I want to put this guy. Right about there, I think. You've got greens that are flat and you've got greens that are popped up. Where did I put this other one? I got 1, 2, 3. Did I not use 4 on here? Maybe I didn't. We're going to put that one right over there though. Okay, now we're going to come back in and we're just going to add these in. This is going to cover the center of our little display just like this. So I'm going to put this one down first. You know what? I feel like it could use some help. I feel like this is way too empty here in the middle. I'm going to actually bring in a dimensional, pop it right there, and kind of put this guy over here. And then this one, yes, that's fine. This one doesn't really need it because it has plenty of other cardstock it's hanging out on. And this little guy definitely doesn't need it because he's hanging out here in cardstock too, right? So he's not off. This one was definitely kind of a little loosey-goosey. And there's our 3 little beautiful flowers, and of course we're gonna add the yellow embellishments this time. So again, a big one for the big flower. And then I went with 2 little guys here. This embellishment looks like it's falling off. on my finished card. I must have bumped it around too much. And there we have it. Look at that. Oh my gosh, just like that. All of our cards are done. Hopefully I was in camera. I just peeked over and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I don't know, which one do you like better? The one that has a lot of yellow or the one that has more of a mix of yellow and blue? Those turned out really, really nicely. Let's bring in all of our finished cards one last time. Of course, a lot of blue on these. These ones are exactly the same. Love those. And then here is where I did my color swap. Again, I did a color swap. I did a light color here and I did the darker color down there, but these are the 6 cards that you're going to have in your card kits this week when you get an online order in with me. And how fabulous are those, right? Let's transition over. Hi. I'm going to pop on and see messages. More blue. Jess likes more blue. I know Jess is a blue fan. Lori likes the blue. Fussy cutting is relaxing. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Fussy cutting is not everyone's favorite. And Melissa says she likes the look of embossed vellum with more items on than I usually use. Very pretty. Thank you. Good. I try to inspire you and I try to come on every week and do something different. I don't want to come on every week and say, here's the card I made and it looks just like the one I made last week and just like the one I made the week before. I try to change it up, spice it up, mix it up so that you guys, everyone that watches has different tendencies, things that you prefer to do. So sometimes you see something that's outside your comfort zone and you're like, yes. And sometimes you see something that's outside of your comfort zone and you say, oh no, not doing that. But the fun part is watching to see what strikes you as something that you might want to try. And I'm always here to inspire you. So I'm so happy that you guys are enjoying this. Kathy likes the blue. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. I love your comments. I love that we get to spend this time together, kind of just hanging out and talking about cards too. So those are your card kits for the week. And we did pretty good on time. I'm trying to keep these a little bit shorter so you're not on here for too long. Roxana loves them all. Thank you, Roxana. I like these too. They're so awesome. All right, so that was a look at the weekly card class. At the beginning of the video, I showed the card kits for the monthly card class. So I'll pop through them again really quickly. We have this beautiful card, 2 of those. Let's make 2 of the purple ones. This one's really pretty. 2 of the pink ones. I don't know, that one's really pretty too. And then 2, this one has the Lost Lagoon color in it. So that is my monthly card kit. So if you're interested in that, you have until the 15th to sign up. You have the weekly card kit here as well. Next week, I'm going to be back with part 2 of this suite. So next week, we're going to dive into the Petal Park Stamp Set with the dies, but they kind of all go together. So it's going to be interesting to see if you guys are more a fan of the punch bundle or the die bundle, but we're going to do that next week when you come back and visit me on Monday at 8 o'clock. Make sure you're checking my blog. Make sure you're checking the Main Stamper Facebook page, Positive Paper Crafters group page. I'm going to be sharing more things on this bundle all week. We're going to be talking about it, different ways we can use it, because I just did a little bit here. There's a lot more, and I'm so excited to show you even more exciting things. So thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Until then, stay inspired, create something beautiful, and share the love. Bye, everybody.